Hello everyone, I'm Michaela Kathleen, and in this video, I'm doing my first ever reading vlog. I've never done a reading vlog before because they seem pretty high effort, and I'm also just not like a huge fan of reading vlogs myself, so I've never really wanted to before. But I have a book that I'm reading that I thought it would be fun to do a reading vlog for, because I'm also going to watch along with the mini-series that came out for the book on Apple Plus. And that book is Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmus. So I'm going to try to do like a really close read and watch along. So I'm starting off with reading 50 pages, and then I'm going to watch the first episode and see how well they line up and adjust from there, and hopefully go through the whole book reading and then immediately watching that sections of readings episode, which is why I thought it would be fun to do a reading vlog for this one. I have not started it yet, also have not started the show obviously, but I'm planning to start reading it today, hopefully. I won't maybe be vlogging the opening pages because I'm about to go run some errands, and they're the type of errands where I might have some downtime and get bored and fit in some reading, and I'm not going to film in public, so if I end up doing that, I'll give an update. Either way, on to the vlog section of this video. So I read 2 whole chapters while I was out, which is less than 10 pages, but I did enjoy those few pages. I'm already enjoying the writing style and the humor, but yeah, it was not a lot of pages. I did not time this reading vlog super well because I honestly don't know in the next couple of days how much time I'm gonna have for reading or watching, but we shall see, I guess. Okay, I've arrived a few minutes early to my destination. I'm out for lunch. I have a few minutes. I'm gonna read in the car. Dibenzocellophene. Big words in this book. Big chemistry words. Almost done. Five whole pages done. I am enjoying the new character, her future husband. Okay, I finally have time to do some reading here at home, which is nice. It's my preferred reading environment. I've got about 20 pages left to get to page 50 and about a half an hour until I'm gonna be wanting some lunch. So that's actually really good timing because I can finish up these pages and then watch the first episode while I eat. So I'll pop in with a little update when I get to page 50, and then pop in with another little update after I watch the first episode, see how it compares to the first 50 pages. All right, just past 50 pages to get to the end of the chapter. Time for lunch, time to watch the first episode. I'm still enjoying it. There's definitely been some heavier stuff in the first 50 pages than I thought there would be, but it does also still have a nice humorous tone as well. Got a leftover chicken and avocado sandwich from Yard House for lunch. Yard House is one of my favorite restaurants, and some chips and a Propel. And here we go with the first episode of Lessons in Chemistry. All right, done with the episode, done with the first 50 pages. The first episode was quite different than the first 50 pages. There was some stuff in there that I don't know if it was an addition or if I just haven't gotten there yet in the book. And then there were some things that were just changed, like the pageant in the first episode is not in the book, and I really enjoyed that. Overall, I think I enjoyed the first episode more than the first 50 pages, but not like a lot more. I do really like, and this is a mild spoiler, so fair warning. But I do really like how they have started hinting at in the past when Elizabeth was attacked. I feel like they're doing that really well. So yeah, overall enjoying both pieces of media so far. I do think that the first 50 pages of the book was more story than the first episode, so I'll probably watch another episode before getting to page 100 of the book. Maybe like page 75 I'll watch another episode, but most likely that won't be until tomorrow. I think I'm done reading for today, almost definitely done watching for today. I don't think I'll watch another episode today. I might read a teeny bit more, but yeah. Reading vlog going well so far. I'm enjoying it. Regardless, the process should be moving a little quicker now. I started this vlog on Tuesday and it is now Friday and I'm only 50 pages in, which is pretty unusual for me to take 3 days to read 50 pages. I usually read 50 pages per day, but this just happened to be a very busy week for me. Excellent timing on starting my first ever reading vlog, but I should be back to a more regular schedule now. Having a little breakfast, but then I should have time for episode 2 of Lessons in Chemistry, because I did get a little more reading done yesterday. Updates to come. Here we go, episode 2.
Previously on Lessons in Chemistry.
When I hear that a lab taking the X-ray diffraction images outlined in your proposal without first drying the protein into a minimal crystalline form.
Okay, so spoilers, but the love interest just got hit by a bus at the end of episode 2, which I have not gotten to in the book yet. I think the show is slightly rearranging when things happen. So yeah, I think I'm gonna try to read up until the bus hitting, but I don't know how far away that's gonna be, so we'll see if I get there. But that's my goal for reading for the day, was just to get to that part. But I am still enjoying the show a little more than the book. I like how they're doing the relationship in the show better, I think. Although it did just get cut a little bit short. Oh no. That's not what you want to hear about school books. Pages removed because they're wrong. Yep, evolution's missing. Makes sense. So getting to the end of this chapter, I am starting to wonder, since I'm presuming they killed off the love interest at the end of this episode, I'm wondering if they're gonna give his backstory like the book, because there's a lot of backstory here. Okay, so done with another chapter. It was another really short one, and I have caught up to the show. So I was only like less than 10 pages behind the show, which means at about page 90, I have cleanly reached the end of episode 2. So it's seeming like episodes are running about 45 pages. So I'm gonna read 45 more pages so I can watch episode 3 tomorrow morning. But yeah, we've officially lost the love interest, which we knew was happening because we've already seen flash forwards where our main character is a single mom. So we've lost the love interest before he even knows that she's pregnant. Okay, so I read 45 more pages and I am enjoying the book even so much more. I was already enjoying it quite a bit, but these 45 pages were really good. First of all, I am falling in love with 630, the dog. I literally cried out when I thought he was going to die. And the chapter I just read, we meet the main character's doctor for the first time, and I really enjoyed him as well. So a very good section of the book. I'm looking forward to the next episode tomorrow. Got a toad in a hole today. Up next, episode 3 of Lessons in Chemistry. Slight delay for episode 3 because me and my mom decided to watch party an episode of The Marvelous Miss Maisel, which we have been working on together. but now I'm starting episode 3 of Lessons in Chemistry. I don't know how well they're going to be able to translate the dogs part of the story, but I'm excited nonetheless. All right, finished with episode 3. As suspected, the dog didn't translate as well on TV as it did in the book, so I would say this is the first episode where I enjoyed the book part of it better than the episode. But 45 more pages, gonna read those right now, and then hopefully we'll have time for episode 4 tomorrow, but I'm not sure. But next section coming up. All right, I'm up to page 180, which puts me about almost halfway through the book, and we have finally gotten like properly introduced to the main character's across the street neighbor, who plays a much bigger role in the show and has been around since like episode 1. And I also like her character a lot more in the show, so I'm just already back to liking the show better than the book, although I am still enjoying both. But yeah, like I said, hopefully I'll have time to watch another episode tomorrow to catch up to where I'm at in the book. I don't know if I'll have time to do any reading or not tomorrow. We shall see with both of those things. Got some leftover Alfredo and a little bit of fruit smoothie for lunch. Time for episode 4 of Lessons in Chemistry. Okay, all done with episode 4. It was pretty comparable to the same section in the book this time. I do think we're gonna be getting into the part where she is hosting a cooking show, and I'm interested to see how that part of the book goes. I feel like it's gonna be fairly different from the part where she is a chemist. And the chemist part honestly took up more than I thought it would. It's almost half the book so far. So yeah, interested to see how the second half of the book and TV show goes. But I'm about to read another 45 pages. Hopefully we'll be able to watch another episode for lunch again tomorrow. What is this noise? I just had a package arrive. A package out of mail? I'll be back. It's an album and socks. Okay. First, I got a gift card for Christmas from my mother-in-law that she wanted me to use on albums. She wanted to do like a subscription service for me, but she wasn't sure what one, but it turns out I'd rather just order specific albums, so that's what I did. And it is the 10th anniversary of Bangers by Miley Cyrus. Oh, bonus track 23! Yeah. 23 is such a banger, and it's not on the original album. But most importantly, it is this beautiful see-through. Oh, not see-through, wrong, but still seafoam green. Very exciting. Boop, we'll be playing this later. And I also got some Bomba socks, because again, I got a gift card for Christmas. These are the best socks. They have this part in the middle that like holds your foot tight, which is so great for arch. It's buy one, donate one. And I also decided to try this time around some of their compression socks because I have foot issues, so gonna see if these help at all. So yeah, fun little interruption to the vlog. Was not expecting. Well, I was expecting the packages. I just didn't know that they would arrive in the midst of me filming reading. But anyways, I'm gonna stop filming now and just give an update when I'm done with these 45 pages. All right, 50 more pages done. I'm still enjoying it, but this was kind of the first time where Elizabeth's lack of social skills actually kind of started to annoy me a little bit, because it really was verging on her being like just extra unintelligent in that area. And I don't know, it was just a bit much for me. Her amount of surprise at how things in the TV world work just didn't feel completely believable, felt slightly cartoonish to me. But I did of course appreciate her kind of blazing her own path and refusing to say the stupid stuff on the cue cards and doing her own thing. That part was good. Just leading up to it, it was a little much. But I'm excited to watch another episode tomorrow for lunch. Getting into a good rhythm here with the book and the TV show, I think. So I did not have time to watch an episode for lunch, so I'm watching one now after dinner, episode 5. So I probably won't have time to read any pages today, but I'm hoping to have some time tomorrow morning and then hopefully watch the next episode for dinner tomorrow. I'll let you know how this episode goes. All right, all done with the episode. I'm still enjoying the show more than the book. In this episode, at the beginning, I was enjoying the main character more because she wasn't being as socially unaware as she was in the book, which was kind of bugging me a little bit in the book. Although they did put a little bit of that back in towards the end of the episode. But I don't know, I just felt like it worked better, and I liked her relationship with the showrunner better. And then another change that they made that I liked was them having the daughter kind of discovering some of the dad's old things and digging up a little bit of his backstory. And in the book, the main character is the one doing that. But I think it's nice to give the daughter something to do. To be fair, I think they aged the daughter up a little bit. I think in the show she's like 7 and in the book she's like 4, so it maybe makes a little bit more sense for her to be able to take on a little bit more active role in the show. But yeah, like I said, I'm hoping I can get 45 pages done tomorrow morning, afternoon. That way I can watch another episode for dinner tomorrow, but we shall see. All right, having a little lunch. Just a simple cheesy tortilla with some pepperoni and chips on the side. Feeling lazy today, but I'm gonna do some reading during lunch so that hopefully I can watch the next episode for dinner. All finished with today's pages. I ended in a very dramatic spot, so I'm excited to watch the next episode for dinner. Hello, I am making myself a tuna melt. And some mixed veggies. No, I'm not gonna explain the science of it to you, but I'm making this for dinner to eat while I watch the next episode of Lessons in Chemistry. So I'll insert a little clip of the finished product. It's not gonna look that interesting, it's just a sandwich. And then come back with an update when I finish the episode. Oh no. I thought for a second that we were out of mail. I almost also forgot to set the oven to broil. That would have been annoying. is dirty, sad. I have to wash it. A shot of my boring sandwich as promised. It's slightly burned. I got a little distracted by a text. And we've got the next episode of Lessons in Chemistry queued up. Topping my dinner off with another fruit smoothie. All done with the episode, still enjoying it more than the book. The next door neighbor character in the show is just such a better foil to our main character than she is in the book. The book and the show characters are very different from each other, and I think, you know, rather than having the foil to our main, you know, independent, genius, strong, trailblazing main character, rather than the foil to that being like a somewhat stereotypical older, sad housewife with a bunch of kids that she doesn't really like and an abusive husband, the character we get in the show is such a much better foil. She's intelligent, but just in a very different way than our main character, and she's also strong, and she's having to fight very different but also very similar battles to our main character, and she's can kind of teach our main character some lessons about that without that being her entire purpose, because she has her own battles to worry about. I just really enjoy that character so much more. But yeah, I think we're gonna be on the same schedule again tomorrow with doing some reading in the morning and afternoon, and then watching another episode for dinner. So I have leftover tuna, but I have also just realized that I have no bread to put it on. We are out of bread. So I'm going to scrounge around the kitchen and see what I can put together to eat while I watch Lessons in Chemistry. But I am also planning to do a little extra reading tonight because I've realized that I am close to the end of the book, and the next episode of Lessons in Chemistry, not the one I'm watching tonight, is the final episode. So I would like to finish the book tomorrow before watching the final episode, but while I am close to the end, I am not a single day's worth of reading close to the end based on how many pages I usually read. I have about 70 pages left, so I would like to read about 20 pages maybe tonight so that tomorrow I only have 50 to worry about. But let's see what we can find for food. I don't really care to have another cheese tortilla. But we don't have much. Our kitchen is empty. Ooh, I could make pasta. Ooh, I could make pizza rolls. Pizza rolls? Pasta. What would I have with the pizza rolls? I could still have mixed veggies. Oh, there's still shrimp in here. Shrimp go bad? 1:15. What's today? It's getting close. It's like the 10th. That probably doesn't count if they've been open. I'm gonna do it though. Shrimp, mixed veggies, and maybe rice. Really being ambitious for having my meal ruined. Elizabeth Zott would be proud. We recently got a rice cooker because I'm not capable of making rice anymore. I used to be, don't know what happened, but the rice cooker solves it all. Hopefully I haven't been terribly framed this whole time. I didn't bother to check. So yeah, got the rice going. I will show off this slightly more interesting food when it's ready. All right, my impromptu dinner is ready and honestly looking so much better than my planned dinner would have. Got some shrimp, mixed veggies, and rice with sour cream and cheese. And the next episode of Lessons in Chemistry is queued up, starting off in 1930. I did do reading for lunch, by the way, but I just wasn't able to film it. Okay, all done with the episode, all done with the extra 20 pages. I don't have a lot of thoughts on this episode. It was mostly kind of going back and showing some of the love interest's backstory, which it kind of skipped over earlier. And then yeah, the 20 pages were good. Our main character's finally getting like really properly famous, kind of doing interviews for the first time. And so of course it is being torn down publicly because that's how it works, especially back then. But yeah, really in the home stretch here. Gonna be finished with the book tomorrow. Hopefully finished with the show as well. And this first ever reading vlog will be coming to an end. It's been really fun. It's taken close to 2 weeks. It probably wouldn't have if I hadn't been so busy last week. But yeah, it's been a fun time. More updates tomorrow. Final updates tomorrow. Okay, I'm all done with Lessons in Chemistry, the book. The ending was fine. It was fairly expected, nothing super surprising for me at the end, but it didn't affect my enjoyment of the book overall. Like I said, it was a perfectly fine ending, and I really enjoyed this whole reading experience and watching experience. I haven't watched the final episode yet. I'm planning to watch it tonight after dinner, hopefully. I think I would rate the show, based on not having watched the final episode yet, 5 stars. And the book, I think 4.5. I was debating between 4 and 4.5. I think I'm gonna rate it 4.5. So yeah, overall, very enjoyable, would recommend. But also would recommend the show, and if you were the type of person that doesn't like reading something and watching something, I think the show is actually a little bit better. But yeah, I will of course give a final update after watching that episode. I will note on those final pages, the final 70 pages is what I just read since the last time I talked about the book, that it was probably like one of the least exciting like set of pages that I did throughout the book. Time for the final episode of Lessons in Chemistry. Hello everyone, for the final clip of this video, I watched the final episode of Lessons in Chemistry last night. It is the next morning. And I really liked the final episode. I was wondering if they would include the romance with the main character's producer, because in the book that romance is with her next door neighbor, and as I've mentioned, they made significant changes to the next door neighbor character, and a romance between those two would not have worked. So I knew that they wouldn't do that, and so I wondered if they would just cut the romance entirely. But I was so happy they changed the romance with the producer to happen with the character Miss Frask, and I think that was a perfect decision. I think it's such a better pairing. And so once again, I just continue to like the show better than the book. I think to reflect that, I'm rating the book 4 stars because the show is 5 stars. I liked almost everything in the show as much as I did in the book, and most things I liked more. The only thing in the book that I liked better was the dog 630, but that was just kind of hard to translate to a show and make it feel natural, I feel. And also they had a little bit less of 630's thoughts in the show, I think because it was a little bit strange to translate. But yeah, overall, I enjoyed the experience of both pieces of media. I really enjoyed the book. I really enjoyed the show. I enjoyed doing a reading vlog for them. I don't know if I would have enjoyed it as much if I was just reading a book. I think doing the book and the show together and pairing them so tightly with trying to read just the amount of pages to cover an episode and then watch that episode really added to the experience of the reading vlog specifically, and of the reading watching experience, because then I was able to remember things better than if I read the whole book and then watched the whole show. And doing it within the reading vlog kind of forced me to do it a little bit faster. But that being said, I don't know how many other reading vlogs I will do. I do have one more planned coming up in the next couple months, but that one might be my last one because reading vlogs are indeed a lot of work. And yeah, like I said, I just don't know how much I would enjoy doing them if I didn't have a special reason for it, like reading and watching, or the special reason that I have for the next book that I have picked out that I will explain in that reading vlog. So yeah, good time. Don't know if I'll do it very many other times. But regardless, I hope you enjoyed watching. Remember, words matter.